Hello, everybody, and welcome to yet another episode of season 2 of the Growth Invitation. As you know, in this season, I am mega committed to bringing on powerful females from all around the world to share the stories of challenges and of growth as an invitation and inspiration for you all, so that you know, no matter where you are, no matter what you've experienced, whatever your starting point is right now, you can always choose to grow and manifest your dream future. And today I am super mega excited to have my brand new guest, who is Phaedra. Did I say that right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
That's right.
Phaedra, so thank you so much for joining me on this podcast and actually giving us your time today and be willing to share your story.
Yes. Thank you for inviting me.
You're very welcome. So please, we would love to hear from you a little introduction.
Yes. Well, my name is Phaedra. I'm from the Netherlands, and I'm a mother of two adult sons. And I'm a happiness coach, a speaker, a author, and yeah, I just here to bring a little bit of happiness into this world.
I love that. I love that. And all that beautiful smile that you have as well. Just looking at it just makes me happy. So, happiness coach. I mean, that's a really big thing to be doing because to be out, there's a lot of people who are unhappy these days. And to be able to actually, I can bring some happiness into this world. I love that. That's an incredible work that you're doing. But, in the off camera, in the pre chat, we were talking and you were sharing your story, and actually it's not all that been all that easy for you, has it?
No, it hasn't. No,
So we
absolutely
would
not.
love to hear your story on how you actually have got to this point right now where you decide, okay, I'm going to be a happiness coach, and also you're an author and a mother and juggling all of these things.
Yes. Yeah, I do a lot. That's but I always have. Yeah. Well, it actually, I've been in real estate for like 16 years, and I was married. I had a relationship for 17 years, and my goal in life always was to be happy with my family, be happier actually, because it wasn't like I was completely unhappy, but I just felt it should be more. So I always worked very hard for that, and I thought like if I work hard enough, then I will reach that point in the future where I'll be happy with my family. And then when my husband told me he wanted a divorce, and I found out he had an affair and all those kind of things, like my entire world just, I was done. I was so sick and tired of everything that was happening. I was a teen mom. I was 18 when I had my first son. I had financial troubles. I was bullied at work, things like that. And now I was like, finally, it was getting a bit better. And then the divorce came. So I was devastated. But then I thought, like, I was like, I just want to be happy. Like, how difficult can this be, right? Why can't I be happy? And then I thought, like, okay, let me see what I can do to become a happier person. And then I studied the science of happiness. I stumbled upon it. I was like, there's a science for this, you know? People are actually trying to figure out why happy people are happy. And they've been doing that for decades. So I really got into that. And I started to apply what I learned on myself. And now I can genuinely say that I'm a happier person. And I discovered that happiness is not a destination, it's a journey. And I'm really on my happiness journey right now. But I I got happier, and everything started working out better for me, and everything was going like really really well, and I was finally like reaching my goals. And then I noticed something weird, because I noticed that I would get these amazing ideas, but I wouldn't implement them anymore. And I was procrastinating, and I was like actually kind of sabotaging myself. And I couldn't figure out why. Because I was on this, high road. I was doing very well. And I really tried to hold on to those successes. And the more I tried to hold on, the more I kind of felt it slip away. And I
Mm.
couldn't understand why that was happening. So I kind of, yeah, I dove into that like, okay, let's see what's going on here. Why can't I hold on to it? And then I discovered that it was not because first I thought like maybe I'm afraid to fail. So that's why I'm like, holding on. And then I thought I'm not really afraid to fail. Like failure is part of success. So I'm not afraid of that. But then I discovered something that nobody talks about. I discovered that I had a fear of success. I was actually afraid, what will it look like when I finally reach my goals?
Mm.
Will I be the same kind of person? Will I change? Will people still like me? You know, will I lose friends? What will happen? So the my life being successful was like an unknown part. I was used to surviving. So what if I don't have to survive anymore and actually can thrive? So I figured out how to work with that, how to overcome that fear, and how to stay on my path of success and happiness. And now I teach others to do the same.
That's amazing. I love that. Well, there's so many things to actually pick up on, and really, I want to dive in and talk about it. I think one of the first things is, like the way that I remember when I was on my journey of coming out of depression, I actually remembered asking myself the question again and again and again, what does happiness look like? What does happy mean? Like, I remember asking myself that question so many times because I couldn't find the answer. Like, is it that hard? Like, come on, it's out there. Everywhere's happy. Everyone is happy apparently, apart from me.
Yeah,
Which I think now looking back, and I guess now looking at the stats and like reality is maybe not everyone is as happy as they seem.
true. That is true, definitely. And the weird thing is also that we tend to talk about or think that we will be happy when we achieve certain things,
Mm,
and it's actually not true.
mm,
So you'll hear people say, like, if I get to live in that amazing house, I'll be happy. If I find someone to marry, I'll be happy. If I have children, I'll be happy. Things like that. If I drive a beautiful car, I'll be happy. It's only 10% of your happiness that it has an influence on. So it doesn't really make you as happy as people think it will. True
yeah.
happiness and the part that you actually can influence, 40% of it, those are based on happiness activities that you have to do for yourself. And those are things like gratitude, like forgiveness, like acts of kindness, stuff like that. If you work with that, then you'll become happy from the inside.
Yeah, I mean, our work is so aligned, and because I talk a lot about freedom, inner freedom, not just, oh yeah, when I become a travel blogger, or when I go to, when
Yeah.
I quit my job, or like, well, you try quitting your job and starting your own business. It's not as freeing as you think, and you don't know how to do
Nope.
it.
At least when you have a job, you know when you're actually free.
Yeah, you've always, and I think it's that kind of, I always say like society has programmed us
Yeah.
to think that do this and then you will achieve X result.
Yeah.
Happy, free, wealthy, put a label on it, but it's not actually true. It kind of comes from within. So that was one of the things that I was like, yeah, when you were sharing that, I remembered, oh yeah, I asked myself that question. And I remember, and then also like, the way that you shared, it was so relatable. I literally felt it when you said, the more you try to hold on to your success because you were succeeding, like the
Yeah.
more I literally remember that feeling. I was like, oh no, but it's like, but I'm doing all of this stuff. Why is it not happening?
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
what if they leave? What if like my clients get so good that they leave? Well, isn't that the point?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the thing is, like you say, society really pushes us to become successful, and then they say, like, when you're successful, then you'll be happy, right? But it's actually the other way around. If you manage to be really happy and it comes from the inside, you'll be more successful in everything that you do.
Mm.
So you need the happiness to become successful and not being successful to be able to become happy. So,
Mm.
but a lot of people don't know that. And I really do recognize what you say, with the holding on. Um, at a certain point, I was like used to like, fall and get back up. And I always say it's okay to fall as long as you get back up. So I really trained my get back up muscle, but I was tired of falling. I was like, okay, can't I figure something out to fall less so I won't have to get back up all the time? And that was actually, that's what I'm actually teaching now, to make sure you fall less. So instead of tripping over the stones and then getting back up, we try to like go around the stones. There's will still be stones, right? I mean, that's life. But if you manage to like get around most of them, and then when you fall, you have that muscle to get back up, you'll be so much happier and so much more successful in everything you do.
Oh, wow. That is something that I had not realized. But actually, you're so right. When you high achieving women, right? Let's talk about this. We're always trained how, okay, I know how to get back up. Almost, I guess, part of our identity is knowing how to get back. How resilient are we? How capable are we? How persistent are we? And that all of it trains up that muscle of I know how to get back up.
Yeah.
I will always succeed. I will always win the battle. But it's a very masculine energy about it. And it's like, I will shall prevail and everything. But actually, if we can flow and navigate around the obstacles, and follow that flow of the river, it becomes a lot easier rather than having to, oh, okay, I've really fallen. Okay, now I have to try and make myself get back up again.
Yeah,
And then
there we go again.
it takes time. It takes time,
Yeah,
it takes energy. It's exhausting actually
it
to keep
is.
falling.
It is, and the thing is, the more we fall, the more we start playing small, because we
Mm.
get afraid to play big, to play full out, because we're afraid to fall. Because the higher you get, the harder the fall will be, right?
Mm.
So, yeah, it's important to learn how to navigate and yeah, get back up when necessary. But let's try to fall a little less and play full out anyway.
So let's actually talk about that. Like when you say playing small, okay? Because I know that there's a lot of people out there, a lot of women out there who are doing their absolute best. Like whatever you can see it, I can see it within my community, with my clients, just even watching everyone. Though everyone is doing their absolute best. Isn't that already playing full out? Or what does playing small mean?
Well, it actually depends. Like, are they playing full out, like career-wise, so they're succeeding in that part, but then private, they're not really reaching the goals they want to reach? Are you still playing full out then? Or are you like thriving as a stay-at-home mom? You're having an amazing household, you're taking care of the kids and the neighbors' kids, and like you're the mom of the neighborhood. It goes great. But as long as you have that feeling deep down inside that you think like, but I can do so much more than this, then you're not playing full out yet. And playing
Mm.
small is also, yeah, for example, we also, I have an exercise with my clients where I ask them to write down their dream life, right? It's a pretty common exercise. You don't want to know how many times women will write down small goals, because they will go like, yeah, well, I don't have to be a millionaire. I mean, if I have enough money to pay my bills and go on holiday once a year, I'm good. Are you though? you know, like you might be
I'm
good,
like,
but
nope.
why not become a millionaire? Like
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
that's an option, why not? Like the
Yeah.
more money you have, the more you can help others as well. So that's
Yeah.
no excuse, you can't say like, yeah, no, I don't need all that money. I just want to be there for people. Do you know for how many more people you can be there if you have more money? Because the society we live in, you need money to do certain things, right? So become that millionaire and give away 90% of what you earn if you want to, but have that option. Why do you start with, no, I don't want to be a millionaire. I just need enough to, live. I mean,
Oh,
that's what
wow.
we do. And it sounds so
Yeah.
common because almost all women say it, right? And except for the millionaires, there. But most of the women say that, and it's like, why though? But most of us were raised like that. We're taught that to, just stay small, that's enough. But
Mm.
no, we can stop playing small. We can just play full out and get everything that
Mm.
we deserve.
I love that checking in question. It's like, do you think that there is more you can do? Because that is something that is, I know for myself, I'm like, there are days when there is nothing I could have given you. Like there is nothing more I could have. I'm done. I am done today. Like I know there's those days, and there's days when I'm kind of like, I could have done this. I could have done this. I could have done that, and then, but I've did all these other stuff instead. And that's a great check-in. Am I playing full out, or I guess also in coaching, well, we call it active procrastination.
Yeah.
Like the toilet suddenly really needs cleaning, or like desperately needs to do the laundry or change of season, otherwise, nothing
Yeah.
is going to survive in this world, or whatever it might be.
True. My youngest son actually, when the house is like really really clean, I don't have a real messy house, but when it's like extremely clean, all of a sudden he'll go like, "Mom," and I'll go like, "Yeah," and then he'll go like, "What were you supposed to do today?" Because he knows, he knows like, okay, when I'm off, I don't like cleaning. I'm honest, I don't like cleaning, but I do like a clean house, right? So
Yeah.
I do have like a cleaner once a week that will come help me out, but yeah, when I'm suddenly like, taking everything out of the kitchen cabinets and like really cleaning it out and stuff like that, 9 out of 10 times I'm supposed to do something else, but I'm not doing that.
Wow.
I'll just start cleaning.
Wow, that is, yes, for everyone who's watching and listening to this, please know you are not alone in this because I will all do
Definitely
it.
not.
But is that what you really want to be doing? Or is
Exactly.
that you trying to play small? So let's come back to this concept of actually, playing small and not playing full out. What are we actually doing there? I guess it's kind of self-sabotaging, right?
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. And most of us are not recognizing that we're actually doing that. It took me a while as well. I mean, I think I've been doing it well, my entire life, but that last year when I started, having succeeding and reaching my goals, that's when I like really figured out like, okay, what's going on? Let's deep dive into this because something is, making the things slip again. So, and that was the self-sabotaging. So, but a lot of women don't know that they're doing that because they've been doing it their entire life. So the first step is recognizing that you're self-sabotaging yourself.
But how do we go about, like, I guess two questions here is the first one is why are we doing it? And second is how do we know if we're doing it?
Yeah. So the first question, why do we do it? I think that is part of, the way we are raised and the way society, expects us to behave. So unconsciously, we try to, be like that. And recognizing it, yeah, one of the things is asking that question to yourself, like, is this really, do I really think this is all I can do? Am I missing something? Is there something else I want to do and not doing right now? And why am I not doing it right now?
Hmm.
And it also helps to, like, journal your ideas. So write down what you want to do. I have like an entire pile of notebooks. I love notebooks.
Me too.
I don't really like I don't do daily journaling because I just it's not my thing. I know it's important, but it's not my thing. But I do write down ideas because I work also for a lot of different. I have a lot of different projects going on at the same time all the time. So when I have an idea for something, I write it down, and every project gets its own journal, and then I have a journal for everything else, and like that. And then sometimes I'll write down an idea, and while writing it down, I'm like, I remember this from something. I have like a deja vu or something. And then a few weeks later or a few days later, I will be in another journal for something. And then I read back a little, and then I can read that exact same idea. And I had that idea like 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh,
And then I'm like, huh, you know, why didn't I do anything with it back then? And that kept happening to me. And I was like, huh, okay, so apparently I have these great ideas to do something, and then I don't do them. Why? And those are like small signs that, like, hey, I'm not playing full out. Because if I did, I would have implemented that idea. And don't come with excuses, because we are great at making excuses, right? So we're like, yeah, but I didn't have the money back then to do this or that, or I didn't have the time, or we can even think like, well, I guess God didn't want me to do it at that point in time. We have like all these excuses. Right? It was supposed to be like that. Maybe, but maybe not. You'll never know because you didn't play full out back then. So yeah.
right. So actually keeping a place, fixed place, doesn't have to be a journal, it could be anywhere.
Yeah.
Fixed place of all the ideas will actually help us understand, okay, is this something that's come up before, or is there something that
Yeah. And
is
even
new?
try it for a month or something, just for a month every day, like keep in some place your ideas, your thoughts and then after that month, just look back like, okay, and what are the things I actually acted upon and what are things that I didn't do anything with yet.
Hmm.
And then try to figure out why. What is your excuse for not doing it?
Mm. Mm, that's really interesting. I love that. And what about, because I'm someone who has tons of ideas all the time. How do we know if an idea is the idea or if it's an idea that just happens to be an idea. If you,
If it comes back.
how do you decide? How do you decide? Because there's only finite amount of time in a day, only finite amount of days in a week,
True.
plus all we all have multiple things that we're all doing at the same time. So how do we decide?
Well, I would say like, if you have an idea, it's like you don't have to like implement it within the hour or something, So just leave it for a week or so or a few days and then just go back to it and see how you feel about it. Because I do
Mm,
believe that, your inner voice or your inner whatever you want to call it, will let you know if it's something you're supposed to pursue.
mm,
So just go back to it and think like, okay, so why would I want to do that? How, what's gonna look like? What do I need to make it happen?
mm,
Because sometimes I'm saying like, the excuses of not having money and everything, but sometimes like you really don't have the money. I mean, that can be like really factual. You don't have it. It's your bank account is empty, you don't have it. But then if it's an idea that you really want to pursue, if it's a goal that you really want to pursue, you'll find a way. You just have to decide that it's something you want to do, and then you
mm,
can like demand the how to show up. So
mm,
don't we normally will have an idea and then we'll go like, oh, but how am I going to do that, right? And instead of that, you can just have an idea and then think like, okay, this is something I really really want to do. What can I do right now? Like, make your plan, make an actionable plan. And if it's money that is holding you back, try to look at, okay, what is it I can already do without having those funds yet? And what can I do to get those funds?
mm.
And then
So
move
almost
there.
like a pre-step.
Yeah, well, for example, when I started with I'm actually writing a book right now about stop playing small, and I want to like have this community around it, right? Because I really want to help. I help women in my coaching programs and stuff, but I really want to like create a community where women can like talk to each other about it, because I want women to recognize faster that they have a fear of success, if they have a fear of success. Um, I'm doing like a million projects, so it's not like I have the funds right now to do yet another project, and the time is
Mm,
limited as well. But I just created a platform on a school platform. I created a group, Stop Playing Small, it's called, and like that doesn't cost me money at this point. So I just started doing that. And sure, I have to put my courses in there and I have to put some videos in there. And I could think like, no, I have to make all those videos first and then I can like, start the group. No, I just started and then along the way I'll put them in,
and
so
keep going, keep adding
just
to it
keep
and keep
going. Yeah,
building it.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 Just so yeah.
Amazing. So
That's
always, I guess it's always like just thinking about rather than overwhelming ourselves, so thinking about how to get to the end goal
yeah.
in one jump. It's
Exactly.
about how do we get to the next step and
Yes.
what is that next step?
Yeah. And really think about like, the why. Why is it you want to do it? What will happen
Mm,
if you don't do it? That's also a question you can ask yourself. Like,
mm,
if I don't do this work, it will take maybe longer for women to make this like a normal thing to talk about, the fear of success and playing small and things like that. If I do this work, I actually get to help, even if it's with one person, I actually get to help make this world a better place.
mm,
Now, how important is that for me? I have children. I would love to have grandchildren someday, not yet. Let them finish their school first. But, and I want great grandchildren maybe at some point. I want this to be a nice world for them to live in.
mm,
And I want them to see examples I want, especially if I get granddaughters or great granddaughters, I want them to have role models, women who play full out, women who thrive. If I don't do this work, maybe don't they won't have that. So it's important to me to do this work. And
Mm.
how I'm going to do it, we'll figure it out while running.
Mm. I love that. I love that. Well, thank you so much, Phaedra, for your time today. Honestly, I've learned so much. And for those of you who are listening, like, please, please, please go back and revisit all of the questions that we have shared today to ask yourself. If you want to know if you are playing small, if you want to know if you're self-sabotaging yourself, listen back and ask yourself those questions, because those questions are the ones that are actually going to help you really leap forward into the happy and successful life that you want to be living.
Yes.
So, any final words for the audience, Phaedra, before we close?
Well, I would like to say to everyone out there, remember that happiness, it's not for the lucky few. It's your birthright. So just go get it.
I love that. Thank you so, so much, Phaedra. Thank you so much for your time. And for those of you who are listening, thank you for taking the time out. We would love to hear from you. What are your thoughts about this episode? And if what's the one thing or the one question that really enlightened you today? I'd love for you to share it in the comments below. And we will be looking out for all of the realizations that you have had from this episode. Thank you once again, Phaedra, for coming on, and thank you for those who are listening. We'll see you again in 2 weeks' time. Bye for now.
Bye.